Good morning, y'all. Welcome to Jeannie's Journey. It is 4 something in the morning, so I'm getting back into my routine. I go back to work today, and I'm excited. I'm excited because it's a new chapter of my life. I am excited because I am teaching a different subject than math or science. and I get to decorate my room. I'm in a new room and everything. So, we are on number 7. I actually did number 7 probably Thursday or Friday of last week. However, I stepped away and enjoyed some many blessings this weekend. It was my birthday weekend. So I am coming back to number 7. And of course, I forgot most of it. So I am going to go off the notes that I wrote the other day. So number 7 is the longest chapter in the Bible. It is 89 verses. And it's not because there's a bunch of things going on like battles or anything like that. It is just a 12-day procession. Kind of reminds me of graduation. But it's a 12-day procession of identical, extravagant gifts by each tribal leader. In my version, they call them princes. So verses 1 through 9, carts and oxen, according to their service. When the tabernacle was completely set up and consecrated, the 12 tribal leaders presented 6 covered carts and 12 oxen, 1 cart from every 2 leaders and 1 ox from every leader. So that was the 6 carts and 12 oxen, because 12 tribes around the tabernacle, and not including the Levites. These are just the other tribes, camped around the tabernacle. And they offered those to help move the sanctuary, because remember, the tabernacle was mobile, to help move the sanctuary through the wilderness. So they donate that stuff, or they make those things and they give them to the Levites. Aaron's son Ithamar is in charge of the distribution. So for the Gershonites, they were the ones carrying the curtains, the different fabrics. He gave them 2 carts and 4 oxen. For the Merarites, those are the ones that was carrying the pillars, the bases, the framework, the heavy wooden framework. He gave them 4 carts and 8 oxen. The Kohathites didn't get any carts or any oxen, because they were the ones who had to carry the most holy furniture on the poles that were set on their shoulders. God did not require these offerings, so this was totally voluntary. The Israelites saw the need in a practical way to move things, because they also had to move their stuff too, and stepped up to fill the need. It was spontaneous generosity, and the tribes remembered how God delivered them from Egypt, so they gave out of complete gratitude. Their hearts were fully anchored in God's presence. On the outside, it would appear that the distribution was unfair, because the Gershonites got 2 carts and 4 oxen. The Merarites got 4 carts and 8 oxen. That's all the carts and oxen. And then the Kohathites didn't get anything. But distribution was unfair. But when we do that too, sometimes, like we see, oh, well, they got this, they got this, they got that, they got this. Why didn't I get anything? But, we don't know how heavy items some people carry are. We don't know. We don't know what they are carrying. A lot of times we go around and we don't know what other people are going through. God doesn't distribute tools equally. He distributes them equitably according to their service. Jesus bore the heavy weight of the cross on his own shoulders for our salvation. And it made me think about when, I'm starting back to work today as a teacher. Every student, it just depends on the student. Maybe another student needs more time to understand the content or understand what's going on, or maybe they're having a bad day and they just need some extra attention, and another student does not. It is according to their burden, how teachers differentiate in the classroom. So verses 10 through 83, for 12 days, each tribal leader presents exactly the same offering. No one tries to outdo another one. It's the exact same thing, each of the tribes. So each leader brings a silver plate filled with fine flour and oil. It weighed about 30 shekels, and that was the grain offering. That's for Thanksgiving and dedication. A silver bowl, which is 70 shekels, filled with fine flour and oil, and it's a grain offering as well. A gold dish filled with incense. The dish itself was 10 shekels. And the incense, they used incense for the altar of incense, and they put it on the burnt offering like an aroma pleasing to the Lord, and that represents complete surrender. They also gave for their sacrifice a bull, a ram, a 1-year-old lamb for the burnt offering. That was totally burnt on the altar. A male goat for a sin offering for forgiveness. 2 oxen, 5 ram, 5 male goats, 5 1-year-old male lambs, and that's a fellowship offering, also known as a peace offering. The repetition is intentional, because if you look in the Bible, this is one tribe, this is another tribe, this is another tribe, this, and so on and so forth. It is the same exact thing. You're like, gosh, why did they repeat it 12 times? Well, God sees everything that you give. He sees every act of kindness that you dish out. It matters to God. He notices every single obedient heart, so that's why it is repeated, and that's another reason why it's 89 verses. No tribe tried to outdo each other. It represents unity. One nation worshiping God. Everyone participates, everyone belongs, and everyone matters. God's kingdom flourishes when people serve together instead of competing with each other. Jesus knows each of his sheep by name. So every single one is intentional. It also gives you the who was the leader of that tribe as well. So verses 84 through 89, the total offering. So the silver plate and with the flour and the oil inside it, that was 130 shekels each. So that gives us 1,560 shekels. The silver bowl with the flour and oil, that was 70 shekels, totaling 840 shekels. The gold dish was 10 shekels, totaling from the 12 tribes 120 shekels. 12 rams, 12 bulls, 12 rams, 12 male lambs for the burnt offering, 12 male goats for the sin offering, 24 oxen, 60 rams, 60 male goats, 60 male 1-year-old lambs for the fellowship offering. So all of those sacrifices, they had a lot of sacrifices and a lot of food so that everybody could partake in it, at the end, during the offering that allows you to partake in it. Moses goes into the tent of meeting, and he hears God's voice speaking to him from above the mercy seat. And what that basically means is God accepts it, and he's happy, and he is just loving the generosity of his people. Verses 84 through 89. Still, this is part when God speaks. Unified, heartfelt worship creates an environment where God's presence rests and his voice is clearly heard. He doesn't need our gifts. He didn't need all that. He didn't eat. He didn't need the goat. He didn't need the 12 ram or oxen or however many. He wants our heart. He wants to speak to us, guide us, and dwell among us. He loves us. Jesus is our mercy seat. Through his blood, the veil is torn, and we can now step into the tent of meeting to hear the Father's voice. God gives each of us a unique perspective and equips us according to our purpose, according to our service. And of course, life here on this earth will bring obstacles like disappointment, hurt, or frustration, just to name a few. And you may feel a little lost sometimes, and that's okay. I felt a little lost, well, a lot lost last year. I wasn't the same person that I had been years, the previous year or years before. I could feel it. I could feel myself letting the stress and the anxiety and everything that I was going through in everything that I did. Whether it was at home, my relationships with people, or it was at work. I was a little lost. Our blessings may be difficult to see at times because my blessings were still there. I was just so consumed with worry. This school year, I feel a little more like myself. Actually, I feel a lot more like myself because last year I was definitely on the struggle bus. It was like I was driving a bus with 4 flat tires in my career and in my personal life. This year, I'm in a limousine with Jesus at the wheel. Am I still living in uncertainty? Yes, absolutely. But I know that He, God, will equip me according to my service. I pray to use each opportunity, whether it's in my classroom, at church, in my personal life, in the community, as an opportunity to show the love of Christ, no matter what is happening that day. I want to model the love of Christ even on the most difficult days, and I know that they're coming. We all have them. I want everyone around me to see the peace, joy, and hope. The peace, joy, and hope that has come from my season of winter. And now I'm in the season, I don't know, spring, summer, fall. The harvest. The days of knowing no matter what, my God is always there. Holding my hand, sometimes carrying me. I just want to know, I just want to remember that every single day. It's going to take me to remind myself every single day. And I'm excited to start this new year. I am excited. Anyway, peace and blessing. God, I have to start getting ready for work soon. Peace and blessings. I love you.